Some things happen to you that weren't fair, and you know it. Yet you still blame yourself. You carry a responsibility that was never yours. But today, you'll understand that taking control of your healing isn't about blaming yourself. It's about setting yourself free. If this message resonates with you, please subscribe to our channel. Every day, we shine a light amidst the chaos. Sometimes, life hands us burdens we never asked for. A cruel word that still echoes in your memory. An absence that left a void where security once resided. A look of disdain, a betrayal, or even silence that screams. The wound that arises from this is deep. It doesn't bleed visibly. It hides, but shapes how you navigate the world. You begin to speak less, trust less, blame yourself more. Without realizing it, you carry the weight of something that was never yours, and then the mind enters a dangerous cycle. If it happened to me, maybe I deserved it. If they left me, perhaps it was my fault. If they don't understand me, it's because I'm too difficult. But the truth is, you merely absorbed pains that weren't yours, and that can be liberating to understand. Because if what hurt you wasn't your fault, then you can stop fighting the past and start caring for your present. Imagine now a long, silent road. On it, someone walks with a heavy suitcase. This suitcase is invisible to passers-by, but the weight is real. Inside this suitcase are words that left marks, labels that stuck, responsibilities that were thrown onto your shoulders. This person is tired, exhausted, but keeps walking, thinking there's no other choice. How many times have you felt this way? That you need to stay strong, even when everything inside you is collapsing? That you need to smile, even with a weary soul? Now imagine that, at a certain point, this person stops, allows themselves to pause, opens the suitcase, and realizes that half of the weight doesn't belong to them. There are others' expectations, others' guilt, loads handed over by those who never knew how to deal with their own traumas. And it's there that something changes. They realize, if this isn't mine, I don't need to carry it anymore. They begin to remove, one by one, the guilt that isn't theirs. And for the first time in years, they can breathe more deeply. The next step is lighter, the chest opens, the heart beats with more space. That moment is the beginning of healing. Once, a girl found an old mirror in her grandmother's attic. It was covered in dust and cracked in several places. Still, she took it to her room, and every day she looked into it. But what she saw never seemed right. Her reflection was distorted, broken. Over time, she believed there was something wrong with her. She grew up shy, insecure, carrying a fragmented self-image, until one day her grandmother entered the room, looked at the mirror, and said, "This mirror has always been like this. It was broken by someone who lived here even before you were born," the girl cried, because for the first time she understood, the problem was never me, it was the mirror. How often in life do we see ourselves through broken mirrors, situations that distort our image? People who made us believe we weren't good enough, environments that taught us to doubt our own light. It's not your fault if you learn to see yourself incorrectly, but now it's your mission to find a new mirror, a true reflection. And that takes time. It takes patience. It takes courage. If this story touched you, comment below. I needed to hear this. Sometimes writing is the first step to healing. You might feel weak right now. You might think you'll never overcome this. But listen, true strength isn't about appearing strong all the time. It's about having the courage to sit with your own pain and converse with it, to embrace, to feel, and then to transform. God doesn't blame you. The universe isn't punishing you. Much of what happened was the result of wounded people who also didn't know how to love properly. but that doesn't have to define what comes next. The wound you carry doesn't define who you are. It reveals where there's still light to enter. And where there's light, there's hope. Caring for yourself isn't selfishness. Caring for yourself is a spiritual act. It's saying, I care about myself. I deserve peace. Perhaps you've carried guilt for too long, tried to mold yourself to fit into others' spaces, stayed silent, swallowed tears, dimmed your own light, just to be accepted, but enough. You don't need to apologize for surviving anymore. You don't need to carry a pain that isn't yours. You have the right to heal, to rebuild yourself, to start over as many times as necessary, and that doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. It makes you courageous. It makes you free. Today, you're being called to write a new page, not because everything is resolved, but because even with the pieces that remain, it's still possible to build something beautiful. It's not your fault what happened, but it's your responsibility to choose what to do with it, and between continuing to carry everything or starting to let go, you can choose healing. If this message touched you, watch our previous video where we discuss how to find peace even when everything seems to be falling apart. And before you go, if you haven't subscribed yet, take a moment to do so now. This channel is a beacon of light amidst the chaos. Every day we share a new message to warm your heart. Thank you for being here. Trust the process. Everything you need is already on its way.